When I went to county, in those 4 months that I was in there, I noticed a lot of things that were happening. I noticed that there was a lot of mental patients there, and I was in the mental side because I was suicidal at the time. And I noticed I wasn't the only one that was there for something that happened. You know, there's all these girls that were there, and one was there for, I guess, for the cartel. And she was pregnant. She said she was trying to cross the border so that she can get away from those people. And it just made me freak out and wonder, damn, I used to go and visit Mexico all the time. So it's weird having to hear that it's getting that bad. And I feel bad. I tried hanging out with her. We would talk, and she was cool. And just the fact that she actually shared her story and told me what was going on, you know, there was even this one girl that was in there, and they said that they didn't tell me what she did exactly, but she was always talking shit in the middle of the night towards me, talking about my son. They made me believe that my son was gay, or that something was happening with my son, right? And she goes and starts mentioning it out of nowhere. She starts talking about it and saying, oh, your son this, your son that, just to try to get me pissed off. And I got so mad that I got off the bunk and I told her, don't you ever bring up my fucking son again. Ever. If you bring up my son again, I'm going to punch you in the face. Because when it comes to my kid, I don't play. And the fact that she was talking towards me, like if she knew who I was, when I've never met her, seen her, or anything. But after a while, I got mad, right? And I said that I was going to punch her in the face. I started to notice it wasn't just her, it was other people doing the same thing. I got out, they were doing it from everybody's voice. My mom gets these rages of anger out of nowhere. I'm just sitting there on the bed. What are you doing? They mess with your family, your loved ones, like anybody that you know, they mess with them. I noticed since a very young age, they were doing it. It all started in elementary. But I noticed they use your voice all the time. Like sometimes I notice my voice can go from deep to being regular to being, you know, sounding like a guy to sounding like a super high voice. And it's just, it makes you really think if they're really messing with just you or if they're just messing with everybody because they keep on saying that we're all connected somehow. When I was in county, I kept on hearing hive mind. We have a hive mind. And as soon as I start talking about a hive mind, I start getting a phone call. It happens every time. That's what I was just saying in my last video. I decline these phone calls all the time because they don't want you to say what's happening. But they like to bother you. They like to bother you and keep you quiet, but they keep on going and messing with you until you finally are just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not giving into what you want. I had to move from my husband's house where I was happy to my mom's house. Basically, feel depressed and feel starved to death for weeks where I wasn't eating right. I said I wasn't drinking anymore just to feel like I had to drink. When you go and tell yourself, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, there's always going to be that one instigator that likes to make you do something. And the reason why I don't drink is because I notice I black out and I don't remember anything. I went to go have fun with family just to feel like I can't even be around family anymore or drink. A night that we were supposed to celebrate turned into where I had to feel like I couldn't be around nobody. I remember blacking out, and I don't know why they say black out, because I remember waking up or remember bits and parts of us pointing at old houses that we used to live at, just for me to not be able to remember how I got back home. Finding my shoes all scuffed up, like if I could barely even walk. Getting told I got an Uber home. But yet I remember being in a car pointing at old houses that we used to live at. The facility I was at, because I notice sometimes I get off track. But when I was in county, I noticed that was what helped me to remember certain things. It was like somebody was actually trying to teach me how to recognize and notice these things. I even had to take a class about recognizing these certain things. And every single time I recognized it, they make you feel like you can't. Every time I try to think of something, they try to make you feel like you have no memory of what you just thought of what you were going to say. Every time you try to speak a certain way, they make you feel like if you're not, like if you don't have the education or the vocabulary to be able to speak and say certain things. Because I notice every time I post a video, they make it sound like if I have an accent or if I can't say a certain word. But when I hear my voice coming out, I hear it perfectly fine, like I'm speaking perfectly fine. But the whole reason why I'm making these videos is to help people recognize certain things. When you notice that you're trying to speak and they don't let you say what you want to say, overthink. Keep on overthinking until you get it. Because eventually, you're going to remember what you were just about to say. Because they always say, oh, stop overthinking, stop overthinking. No, that's what they want you to do. They want you to stop overthinking. But me, that's how I get, that's how I remember things. And I know it's not only me because there's a lot of people that are constantly talking to themselves in their head and they're like, oh, I need to remember this. I need to do this. I need to do that. But whenever I'm speaking about something that's important, that's when I notice it's been happening. Because I was about to say something that was really important just for me to not be able to remember what it was. But I know eventually when I get done with this video, it's going to come to me because they didn't want me to say it. Why? Because I mentioned a class that I had to take. And if you took this class, you will remember this term. Getting out of your own prison. And when they say getting out of your own prison, they mean getting out of your own prison inside your head. But every time I gotten out of that prison and changed my mindset, the way that I thought positive, not negative, you always heard that one voice or several voices always thinking negative. I like to think positive because after every single thing that happened to me, I want to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel sometimes when you have these constant negative people around. We don't trust a lot of people. I noticed that a lot of people are taught to not trust people, but that's what I notice when we trust each other, when we come together, is when they start to get more afraid because they notice that it's all of you that they have to deal with, not just one of you. So they try to put you in a corner and leave you by yourself so that it's only you that they have to deal with. So I notice every single time that I am super depressed and always crying, I notice that I keep on hearing that voice constantly saying, every single time you cry, every single time you stay in this depressive state, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going anywhere. I always hear that voice always saying that. And I know it's not my conscience because they say it very specifically. Oh, she's just crying to get it her way. Your conscience doesn't say that. It's someone saying, oh, she's just trying to get her way. So I start to actually think, okay, well, I stay quiet. I stop crying, I stay quiet, and I start observing everything that's being said. That's how I've been learning that it's not a conscience. It's actually someone just talking shit. And they like to use everybody's voice. They use the stuff that you like. They use your family members. They use all types of people. Because that's how I noticed what was happening. I have certain interest in certain things and they'll use it. So somebody kept on saying, do something. Stop just staying in the house. Go walk. Go do this. Go do that. And then I go and do it, right? I go for a walk just for them to make you say, oh, she's a celebrity. She's a celebrity. We have to treat her like a celebrity. Because that's how all these celebrities act. Like we have to cater to them. That's how I know it's not my freaking goddamn voice in my head. Because I don't think of myself as a celebrity. Because I know I'm not. And then it sucks because I'm not even a celebrity, but yet I have to feel like I have these people following me around. And then I hear this voice saying, well, now you know how celebrities actually feel. Well, I never asked for that. So why do I give a shit about how a celebrity is feeling? I may look and like celebrities because of the entertainment that they do for television and for their fans and for people. But what does that have to do with what I'm doing right now? For you to say that in my head, to make me feel like I'm a celebrity. And then they say that there's somebody else always constantly doing the same thing I'm doing. I've been doing tattoos just for them to mess with my eyesight because I have perfectly fine tattoos on the left side, just for the one on the right side to come out bad. They mess with people's hand movements constantly. So I did these tattoos on the side, right? Not that one, but these right here and the ones on my hand. This one I tried doing, and someone kept on saying in my head, You keep on stealing people's images. So they messed up my tattoo. And I'm doing these tattoos myself. And it doesn't do it where you can really barely see it, but you see how it was coming light. Every single time I made sure that there was ink in my tattoo gun on the needles. It kept on coming out like that. Made sure that the tattoo gun was charged all the way just for it to still come out like that. And these people do it all the time. They steal images and they make it their own and they tattoo it on other people's bodies. But when it comes to me, just tattooing it on myself and not tattooing somebody else, they want to say certain comments like, oh, that's not even your image. Now, please tell me, if that was my conscience, do you think I would actually be telling myself, oh, that's not your image. Don't tattoo yourself because of that somebody else's. When you notice that most of these people don't even give a shit, they do it on t-shirts all the time. They take people's images and they put it on shirts and they sell them. And I kept on hearing, oh, well, you're going to get sued. You're going to get sued. I know damn well I'm not saying that to myself, saying, oh, shit, I'm going to get sued. Because I'm doing it on my body. But as soon as they mention something that my mom likes to do, they go and say, oh, she's going to get sued. When she sells it to her friends and her family members, she doesn't go and sell it to other people she doesn't know. You think that her friends and our family members are going to go and want to sue her when she's doing shirts for them? I went from just noticing all these things. And what sucks is, why couldn't it be just like these stupid little things way before? Before my life got so shitty to the point where I can't even get a job now. To the point where I can't even keep a job and get my own place, where I have to feel like I have to stay at my mom's home. Because every time I try to call my husband or tell him that I want to get back with him, I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I don't want to be with you. But I still have yet to see divorce papers. He actually took his ring off in front of me and said he just wanted a divorce because he didn't want to deal with this shit anymore. He didn't want to deal with this situation. When there's so many other people having to deal with this shit. So every time I hear something and someone tries to messes with me and they try to use my story constantly over and over again just to try to redirect me, just remember, I'm always listening. So you give me content so that I can post more videos.